Okay, combined data sets. Often we do not have all of the data we want in a single data set. This may be because data were collected at different times or because different variables were measured on the same set of cases at different times. You can combine data sets if your data sets were meant to go together. There are several functions available in dplyr package to help you with combining multiple data sets. First, let's look at join functions. Same format, only the prefix is different. Left, right, inner, and full. The first one is left join. This is one of the most common forms of join and is used when you need to match rows from two data sets. For illustrations, I created two simple data sets. I have two tables, first and second. First contains two variables, x1 and x2. Second contains x1 and x3. x1 is common. Left join takes names of two data frames and join the rows according to the column that we pass here. It's like this. x1a. The matching row is this one, so we get red here. x1, second observation is b. The matching row is this one, so we get yellow here. Third one is c. We don't have c here. Then we get na. Left join goes through the second data frame and finds the rows that matches to the rows in the first data frame and arranges them into a new data frame. In other words, left join keeps all rows in the left data frame and only matching rows from the right data frame. It is like this. Left, right, all rows in the left data frame and only matching rows from the right data frame. All join functions have the same format. The first two arguments are the data frames to be joined. And by specifies the variables to join by. If nothing is specified, all variables with names in common across the two data frames will be included. Right join is the counterpart of left join. Right join will do the same thing as left join if we swap options, like this. Right join keeps all rows in the right data frame and only matching rows from the left data frame. Next, inner join. Inner join keeps the rows that appear in both data frames, like this. A is here, so we get A in our output. B is in both the first and second, so we get B here. C is available only in first, so we don't get C. And the D is available only in the second, so we don't get D as well. Next one, full join. Full join keeps all observations in X and Y, or left and right. Next, set operations, intersect and union. The arguments are the names of the data frames you need to combine. Intersect gives the common rows and union gives all of the rows. In order to use intersect and union, column names should be the same. Here we have x1 and x2. Here x1 and x2. At this point you might get a question, what is the difference between union and full join, as well as intersect and inner join? In this example, full join and union will give you the same outputs. Further, inner join and intersect will also give the same outputs, but they are actually different. Change x2 to x3 and run union first, comma second, and full join first, comma second. You will get an error message with union. Joins combine data into new columns. It is like this. Combine data into new columns. Set operations combine data into new rows. Like this. Now we get new rows here. Here we get new columns. This is for join functions. This is for set operations like intersect and union. In order to use union and intersect, the column names of the data set should be the same, because set operations combine data into new rows. Let's see what happens if you change the values in the cells here. Now we have 20 and 30 instead of 2 and 3. Now you do not have common rows, so the output table contains 0 number of rows here. Because in this case, here we have B2, this is B20. They are not identical. No common rows now. This is C3, this is C30. They're not identical. That's why we have 0 number of rows here. If you have something like this, let's say A2 and A2, now you will get a one row here because these two rows are identical. If I consider the union, it will give all of the rows. Now here, B and C are repeated twice. You can use bind rows to bind two data sets row-wise. Here you have to pass the names of the names of the data sets. If you want to bind two data sets column-wise, you can use bind calls. You can use base R to do all the tasks we discussed, but dplyr package is more efficient than the base R equivalent. I recommend that you familiarize yourself with some of these other more unique functions that might come in hand down